Wisdom Warriors back at it for another video. Yeah, yeah. How's everybody doing? I'll tell you what, man. Yesterday was rough. After the full moon, I definitely noticed, but today I'm feeling better. Uh, you know, I don't know, man. I just felt off. Like, and even this morning, which I kind of feel better. Like, I don't feel as wobbly. I was kind of feeling like not grounded, so to speak. But I have something interesting, guys. Let me get the other one. 1 second here. In the book. So I'm gonna crack this open. So you guys remember I did a video on the book that I got, and on the previous tarot deck that I got. But now I'm gonna do an opening box of the new tarot deck that I got, which is the Rider Tarot deck. And as you can see at the bottom, it says this is an original and only authorized Rider Waite Tarot. So this is like the original, which I was waiting for, and it took several days. And this one's interesting because the other deck comes from China. This one came from Italy. So we'll see how this one I feel in this one. Maybe I'll return the other one because it's from China, and maybe I'll just feel much more in resonance with this one. We'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna crack it open on here, and we're gonna take a look at it, and maybe I'll shuffle it, and we'll pull a card or two for everybody. Let's see how things go, and maybe I'll have difficulty opening this deck like I did the last one. But it seems like that's not the case. Um, yeah, this one opened a lot easier than the other one, man. Maybe the other one I just wasn't meant to open because I wasn't meant to. Yeah, this one's much easier to open, dude. That other one, maybe I just wasn't meant to open it. And I was just meant to return it. Because this one, like, the box opened easier. The, altogether, it's definitely much easier to crack open. I hope you guys enjoyed the video I posted yesterday. I like this deck. It seems like it's much smaller too. I like the size too. We'll see if the book's any better. I mean, the writing looks a little bit better, but I mean, I have that other book now, but they give you this book. You know, I think I'm gonna take like a tarot class. So this one has 78 cards too, like the other one. This is what the back looks like. And untold story. I don't know what that. It must be like just an extra. I don't know what these cards are that come in there. Limited collector's edition, signed by all four authors and hand numbered on the sheet. Yeah, but I'm not collecting stuff anymore, man. I don't want any of that. Okay, so before I shuffle, here's a card that was on the top, and these are what the cards look like. Um, they're definitely a little bit different than the other ones, and they fit kind of. The other one is like this. Well, maybe. Well, I guess it is kind of the same size. It just seems like, I don't know, like they fit better in your hand, so to speak. Let's see how they shuffle, guys. And we'll shuffle a couple times and pull a card or two. Um, yeah, these are much, much nicer. Wow. Man, they shuffle so much better, guys. So let's grab like I don't know, 3 cards from the top. Let's see what we got here. So that's the Tower card. Okay. I did like a 2 or 3 shuffles and we have the Tower card, but before we do that, I want to do one other thing. Shuffle it one more time and then separate it like, And there's another thing I learned through reading that guidebook that I showed you guys, that you can knock on the top of the deck to cleanse it 2 times. So, you know, for example, you knock on the top of the deck to shuffle it. But I definitely like this deck way, way more, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking I'm returning that other deck, guys. This is the deck for me. I just feel like really drawn to this too. I guess, man, the universe was making me wait, to see if I, held out or I cancel. I tried canceling it like a couple times, it just wouldn't cancel, and I ended up getting it anyway. So let's separate the deck three parts, and then we'll put the middle on the top, and we'll put the bottom on the top, and then we'll draw 3 cards. How about that? So this is the first one. Not really quite sure what this one is. I'd have to look it up. But I'll tell you what, man, the cards are not real flint. I mean, the card stock on the other ones are a little bit thicker, but this one is seems thinner. It seems more flexible, and so this is the first one. And then we have the Queen of Cups. That's the second one. And the third one, we have 9 of Cups. So these are the 3 cards in order of this one, or in order of this one, then this one, and then this one. So if you want to drop in the comments what they mean to you, uh, if you're open to, you know, if you're open to talking about it in the comments below this video, you're more than welcome to drop some insight. What you get from these cards, how it relates to your life, and yeah, I'm gonna leave these 3 out in the order that I drew them, and I'm gonna look at them myself later just to see what I feel for myself. Um, so, anyways, hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna just drop a reminder that if you haven't already, please subscribe, please share, please comment, please like. You're helping the video grow and get out to more people that need this information. Um, I don't know. I want to talk a little bit about the energies and just, I've been doing this class that I talked to you guys about I think it's like the 9th day so far. And shockingly enough, it's going really fast. It almost feels like we just started. And I'm just noticing like time is gotten so much faster, and yet we are slowing down. Like we've slowed down drastically, but yet time has sped up immensely. And another thing that I've been noticing, which I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, but I've been in a couple other spiritual, I guess, teachers, so to speak, or whatever you want to call them. And other people are experiencing ringing in the ears, and they're experiencing, I mean, I started experiencing again Saturday dizziness. And what's interesting is I can lay there and the room spins, but then it goes away. And another thing that I notice if I lay down, like when I lay down to do breath work this morning, when I started to get up, I could tell like I was just off kilter. It was like The room was spinning, but it wasn't spinning. It was almost like spinning internally. And then when I sat up, I just like bumping into the walls and I wasn't balanced. And I've been getting out in nature and grounding myself, and I hugged a tree, and and I'll go walking and I'll put my hand on the tree, and to ground myself and draw energy from the tree and to send energy to the trees. And I plan to, as soon as this video starts uploading, I'm going to get out there in the sun, because the sun is out right now and it hasn't been for days. And I know that hopefully I still will have some time to absorb the sunshine and the energy from the sun. We need to do that much more, as the sun is healing and the sun is, uh, you know, just helping us change and shift and evolve as we're evolving. But as I'm doing this awareness practice, more and more, I'm realizing and I'm dropping into the observer, and I'm observing. Like today, I went and had an ozone treatment, right? Which cleanses your blood, and I was noticing myself more than usual. I was listening versus trying to interject in the conversation. I just was listening. And it was not easy for me, because I'm kind of like the type to put my opinion in or give my, feedback or whatever you want to call it. And somebody had to shut me down earlier today when I was in a conversation that, they said I'm not finished. And I noticed that. And right away I shut up and I said, wait a minute. I learned that from Phil on one of his YouTube videos, that we have to listen more. And the more we don't interject, we're blocking our evolution and their evolution by interjecting instead of just being and just listening. Sometimes I get the feeling that the other person thinks I'm not engaged in their conversation because I'm not interjecting or giving my opinion, but it's for the betterment. I believe that it's helping me to evolve and grow in a better way, so that as my partner gets closer, I'm going to be more equipped to listen and just listen, and people want to know that they're being heard and being listened to, and not that you're just trying to that you're just not waiting for them to stop talking so you can speak, and that doesn't feel good. When you're with somebody, you would hope that they're engaged in the conversation with you, and that you're given the space or the container to speak how you feel without them interjecting or giving their opinion. Just that they're there to listen and be a shoulder to listen or cry on, or have rage on, or whatever the case may be. So the more and more we can step into that listening mode and just observing, the more and more we find peace, and we don't feel, or we don't experience the attachment, you know, um, and the suffering that comes along with it. And so, you know, it really took me a minute to step back. And when I was told that, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe I do need to just listen. Maybe I do need them to just speak and let them say what they need to say. Like, why am I trying to get, why do I have to be heard and say what I have to say so they can, so I can be validated by them, or, like, oh yeah, you told me this, or, blah, 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 whatever. Instead of just listening and being uh, that, shoulder for somebody to speak their truth or whatever they have to say, and so, um, yeah, I'm finding myself as I'm practicing the awareness. Like, I am aware of the wind blowing outside. I'm aware of my breath going in and out. All of these things are bringing me into the observer mode to just observe without attachment. And then what's interesting is this is like the ninth day, and I felt myself really sleepy, during the practice when we were going back and forth in the class. I don't even know. I think I kind of went unconscious for a little bit, like in like almost like I fell asleep, and I missed some of what she was saying, as we were going back and forth because it detaches you from these expectations and outcomes and everything, even though you're in it and you're experiencing it, you're just observing it and you're not attaching to it, but yet you're still in it, you're still in the fire, you're still experiencing it, but it's a different form of experiencing it. um if you get what I'm saying. So it's a beautiful practice, and I'm so glad that it's for 21 days and we're doing it every single day, and I'm trying not to make sure I'm on there every single day for every one of the practices, because I feel like if I miss it, I can still watch the replay, but it doesn't hit the same. I think that you're more forced to practice it and do it when it's live, versus uh, trying to find a time to watch it with so many other things that you have to watch or catch up on. And I feel like it almost like forces you to watch it and to be a part of it, versus like doing it whenever you want, and then you may never do it, and then you'll miss that day and then go to the next one. So I'm trying to like carve out 1 o'clock East Coast time every single day for 21 days and not miss one of them. I missed one, and I did make sure right after I realized, I'm like, holy crap, I missed it. And I made sure to watch the replay right after. But that I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I'm there for every single one of them. And that's what I'm going to make damn sure I carve out the time to do that, because it holds you accountable, and not only do I want to do it on there, but then practice it throughout the day and evening, like before the next day, and we practice again. It's just I'm gonna continue to drop into the observer, and it's gonna become a natural thing, whereas it's not forced. It just happens naturally. I don't even need to think about it anymore. It becomes a habit that I'm in the observer. I am the observer, of everything around. It's like I'm observing or watching a movie, sitting there watching the movie. I'm just watching all these different people play out in my life, and I'm just observing it with no attachment, which is beautiful, which is really real true peace. Even though, let me not say that it doesn't mean that there's no emotions, it doesn't mean that there's no empathy and no compassion and no humble. It doesn't mean that. Not one bit. It still means you have all of that. You're just not attached to it, and attached to these outcomes, and attached to these situations. You're just observing them. Again, it doesn't mean that you don't feel anything, because you're feeling everything. Just remember that attachment to these things and trying to grip on so tight creates the suffering, is the suffering. So as I do these things more and more, which is interesting because 2 years ago, I think, it was about 2020 when I started reading the Four Agreements, which that book, and I was reading it on my channel on Instagram, which I no longer have, but I would read out of that book weekly, and it would be a weekly thing. And then I would sit there and I would explain everything about it. And that book speaks about detachment and practicing with small objects like this card. Like I take this card and I give it away. This card meant a lot to me, but yet I give it away. And how do you feel when you give it away? You know, or this remote control, I give it away. How do I feel about giving it away? Because I had a lot of attachment and emotion around it. It meant a lot to me, and I give it away, and see how you feel around giving it away and letting it go. And you start with small objects, and then you can move to like big. That's what it speaks about in that book, Four Agreements. It's a lot about detaching yourself and starting with small objects like this mouse. Like, I give this mouse away. And how do I feel about it? What does it feel like to give it away? What emotions are arising out of me giving it away? And that's a lot of what the Four Agreements talks about. There's much more in there than that, but if you haven't read the book, get it. It's an amazing book. It definitely starts you on the journey of detachment, and and less control, trying to control everything, because that book speaks about a lot of that. Letting go of control and letting go and surrendering and all those different things that create suffering for us, because we're trying to control everything in the outer world, in the external, you know, um, versus showing up with with your hands off the wheel, and like that old saying that everyone would say, Jesus, take the wheel. You know, when you can let go of the steering wheel. I'm not telling you to do that. Please don't do that if you're driving. That's not what I'm saying. Metaphorically, hypothetically speaking, you take your hands off the wheel, like you take your hands off of everything and just let go and allow what is gonna unfold anyways. Allow it to just unfold and unravel, and just observe. I am aware that my breath is going in and out. I am aware that my bottom of my butt is pressed on the chair that I'm sitting on. I am aware that I hear the wind outside. I'm aware that I feel at peace. All of the more you can do that, and bring that awareness to the forefront, the less suffering you're going to have, because you're just going to be observing everything. You're going to be observing your butt on the chair. You're going to be observing your feet planted firmly on the ground right now while I'm sitting on this chair. You're going to observe the birds chirping outside, singing along for spring. You're going to observe it's cold one day and it's warm the next. You're going to observe it versus, oh, it's gloomy out, it's cloudy, it's rainy, this sucks. Whereas you're just observing it. You're just observing the weather. You're just observing the weather changes instead of trying to grip on, oh my God, I want it to just be sunny and warm, and it's not, and it's cold and freezing, and it's dark and gloomy and raining, and I want it to be just sunny. And I went through that kind of loop for a while, especially wintertime, you know, because I came from a place of tropical weather all year round, and then to go to where it's up and down, changing all the time, you have to let go, because it could be 4 or 5 days of, gloomy weather and cold and freezing, and you don't know when the light at the end of the tunnel is going to be, and you just try to grip onto those sunny days, and whereas it was sunny all year round and I could just let go because you knew what it was going to be, versus you don't know what it's going to be. So you're trying to hold on to those days that are beautiful, like, oh man, this is only a day we're going to have that's going to be sunny and warm, and then it's going to be rainy and cold for the next 2 weeks. I want to hold on to this sunny day, this cool warmth day. I'm gripping so tight to hold on to it, and then there's suffering involved. So it's interesting when you can just look at it from an observer standpoint, and from just allowing for what is going to unfold to unfold. you know it truly becomes magical and peaceful and calm and relaxing, no matter where you are. Even if I want to be closer to the ocean, or I want to be, in a different place. That will come when the time is right, and we just let go and surrender and let be what be. We can allow for doors to open that we could never have imagined would open, right? So I'll show you guys one more time because I'm going to call it here. But, this is the cards that were pulled. If you see anything there that, resonates with you, or look it up, drop it in the comments, what you got from these cards, if anything at all, and what the meanings for you and for the collective. If you're a tarot reader or you just know, I would love to hear your info in the comments. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys all so much. Thank you again for supporting this channel and subscribing if you have, and commenting and liking and sharing to people that you know. It's growing. It's going to continue to grow. And we're just going to come with new content every day, man. And let me know, man, how you guys are feeling with this full moon in Pisces. Have you been feeling any kind of symptoms, or even ascension symptoms? Have you been feeling anything as we're shifting, as we're growing, as we're expanding and evolving? What have you been feeling on a daily basis? I would love to hear your comments and what you're experiencing. And, until next time, man, I'm still working on that video. I haven't got it back yet for the series I'm planning on doing on people pleasing. We're still waiting on it, that from the editor. So, in due time it'll come, but we'll just keep dropping videos as I feel called to. And, I know there's somebody out there that needed to hear this message I brought, or it wouldn't have came through like it did, and that's always the case. There's somebody that needed the message that I just brought, and or you brought, or you commented in the comments, or whatever may be. Somebody needed to hear that message that came through. There's always a reason of why things occur, and there's no accident that you're watching the video. If you are, I love you all so much. Thank you again for listening, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for doing it all. I would love to hear your story and your comments and whatnot. So take care. I love you all so much. Get out there in nature. Enjoy that sunshine. Soak it up. It is healing. And enjoy it. Enjoy nature, man. Enjoy life. Get that spark back. Light that flame inside of you. Light that fire up, man. That creativity, just that spiciness, that adventurous person, that courageous person that maybe used to be. Bring that person out, that lion, bring it out, or lioness. I love you all so much. Thank you again. See you soon. Until the next video, I love you, Wisdom Warriors. Let's go.